me? Can't hear you. I can't hear anybody.
Let's go upstairs. We'll try out in front of the green screen that the green screen.
Yeah. Oh. I think I'm on. Am I on? Microphone. Well, we're not using that today, are we?
No.
Yeah.
Not using it properly, but we could do it in front of it.
No, because it's just going to be a rubbish background. It's going to be green. It's not going to be. Look at it from here. We can move. Start off in the year sixes. Do you want to use this then, Miss?
Yeah, just take that cover off. So, see if I can get into this. And this can be.
No, I should.
Oh, you use it this way, don't you?
Yeah, it is either way. The screen rotation on. Where's the screen rotation? Is that from there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's on.
Is it on? Alright, I should turn it. Oh, Mr. Sorry. Sorry, young man. Yeah.
Naveed, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, can you get now, Jimmy?
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's fine. So, what's the order again? So, what are you going to do? You will do it afterwards, second. Yeah, that's fine. When, yeah, so the guy. Okay, are there videos or live?
Salam alaikum.
Oh, the voice.
The voice of God.
The voice. Yeah. So what's the order today? I'll just do intro. Then, guys, is it you second? Yeah. Go. Keep going, Hassan. Yeah.
So you do all the live bits together. So you, Guy, and
Jimmy. Yeah.
and words of wisdom. You do all that live, and then you can just introduce.
Lisa and Sheila. Their videos. Okay. Perfect. Brilliant. Do you know on this? Are you staying on the chat so we can like communicate with you, or you? Oh, fine. Okay. It's fine. You can be one of the live You can be one of the live presenters. Yeah. Yeah, just stay on there. It's fine. We'll just talk to you. It's fine. All right.
Guys, could I go on last, please? Because I'm just trying to get some stuff online.
Okay, that's fine. So, Guy, it's going to be me, then you, and then Jimmy. All right, okay, then Hassan, that's fine. Let's get ready. Okay. Guy, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Look at that. Perfect synchronization. And you've combed your hair as well this morning.
Hey, yeah. Yeah, I don't go for the tousled Boris look.
Oh, well, yeah. Brilliant. Excellent. Am I on the front?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Guy, you can see me now. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so we're going to be, I think, is it 10 o'clock? It's 10 o'clock.
So
Yeah. So it's going to be me.
right.
And then Guy, then you. And then Jimmy, hopefully. So what I might do, Samia, is we might move a little bit. Might go into nursery as well. Just to show them down there. We'll see if we've got time. Okay, let's begin. Ready? Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Feversham Online Assembly. This is our third assembly, and we have changed the location once again. So let's see if you can guess where we are. Okay, children, some of you might recognize this room. So, Miss, can we span around and see if they can recognize some of the room here? Let's have a look. Oh, there's some faces on there. Let's have a look. Ooh, there's a globe over there. Mrs. A globe. There's a globe over there. And there's a teacher's desk. I'm sure the teacher might recognise whose desk that is. Well, there was a bit of a clue on the box over there, Miss, wasn't there? A little bit of a clue on there. And the best part of this room is actually the warm fireplace here. Look at this. Yeah, this is the best fireplace in the world, sir. This is a bit like my metaphor last week, sir, about the sun. Yeah, you can have the winter sun, which has lots of brightness but no warmth, and you can have the fireplace here, which is all there, but there's no warmth at all. You know, but you have to imagine the warmth, and that's my kind of message today. I want to carry on the theme about compassion and kindness. And since we're in spring, last week I helped my younger son plant some seeds. Well, a couple of weeks ago actually. And yesterday we went to have a look and they've grown. And it got me thinking about spring, sir. About spring. And actually, spring is a really important sign for us because it shows us that actually there will be another summer. Yeah. So when you look at the garden, when we started digging up and planting, there was nothing there. It was just barren and just dark dirt. And actually, that tells us that there will be another summer. And it's a bit like the current times now, where everything seems dark and gloomy. But like the spring, we know that that's a definite sign that the summer is around the corner. And in a similar way, I think we are very, very close to seeing summer. And summer will come. It will come. It's definitely there. And I was reading about a journalist called Deborah O, who recently passed away. And before she passed away, she ordered hundreds and hundreds of flowers. And she knew she was going to die, but she ordered hundreds and hundreds of flowers. And when they asked her, and she said, at least let there be spring. And even though she was about to pass away, she wanted to bring joy and happiness to others. And you do things that will bring happiness to other people after you. So even though she might not have seen the flowers, but the spring was going to come. And so similarly for us, we might not be able to see the lights yet, but we should still keep planting. Yeah, keep planting, and those seeds and saplings will definitely grow. Okay, so remember that. Very, very, it kind of links our theme of lightness and warmth and compassion and kindness. So even at the moment where you know that you're not going to benefit, but you're bringing benefit and happiness to others. And that is the ultimate sign of compassion, that you do things purely for others and not wanting something back in return. Okay, so that's my input for this morning. I have a couple of notices which I'll do at the end. And I think our highlight of the week, I can just sense the wisdom, the rays of wisdom upon me. Mr. Lindley, come on, sir.
Good morning. Just carrying on slightly on Mr. Idris's theme. This is something to bear in mind while you're locked in the house all day with all your brothers and sisters and siblings and whoever. Just bear this in mind. Everything that irritates us about others can lead to an understanding of ourselves.
Say that again, sir. Just repeat that.
Everything that irritates us about others can lead to an understanding of ourselves.
That is profound. Say that, sir. I think that's really, really powerful. Do you know why I asked Mr. Lindley to repeat things? Because the wisdom is so densely packed, we need to unpick it. And so, this actually, what you've said there, sir, it reminds me of something that I've kind of believed. If you notice something in others, that means you've got it yourself.
Correct.
Isn't it? So, kind of picking up on your saying, your words of wisdom, and if something's irritating you about others, there's a good chance that you've got that quality inside you as well. Otherwise, you wouldn't even notice that thing, would you?
Correct.
So, it's a good way of developing self-understanding. And so, when you're getting annoyed or irritated by somebody else, okay, just stop and pause and think, okay, do I have that quality myself? And am I equally as irritating to somebody else?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's absolutely brilliant. And I think that's quite pertinent at this moment in time, because we are all, especially at home, if you're still in the lockdown, we are still having to spend a lot of time with members of our family, and you might be irritating each other. And actually pause and think. Let the irritation, is natural to be irritated, but then let it lead to some self-understanding. Brilliant, sir. Honestly, you never cease to amaze me. Ceaseless amazement. Absolutely.
There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Lindy.
Thank you.
Okay, now from one amazing chap to another amazing chap. Now, this is the great and fabulous Mr. Fawkes. Mr. Fawkes, are you with us?
Oh, yes, I am. Now,
go.
I have got a pre-arrangement with the
Oh.
equally wonderful and amazing Hassan, Mr. Hassan, who is going to play a video, I hope, that I sent him yesterday. So this is, I hope it's going to work out. This is today's Nasruddin story, which we haven't had for weeks.
Brilliant. I think it's time for Nasruddin, sir. We need
So
a
I'm
bit
hoping
of humour.
Mr. Hassan has got my Nasruddin story ready to play there.
I think he's going to play the stories at the end, sir. So what? So if you want to just comment on it,
Yeah.
he's going to do all the videos at the end.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
after we've done our live input.
Very good. Well, today's Nasruddin story has to fit into just a few minutes, so it's very short. And normally I do the longer ones. And it fits rather well with what you were saying about gardens, because it's actually involves Nasruddin and his not very good garden, and his next door neighbor who has a very good garden. As usual, it ends with and here's a good word for everybody, a typically quizzical or gnomic remark at the end from Nasruddin. He doesn't really explain what his thinking is. He leaves us to try and work it out. So it's I hope that you will enjoy just watching it just for a bit of fun, as usual.
Do you know what I find fascinating? Mr. Fawkes and I haven't actually communicated about the theme of his story and my assembly, and yet we're always somehow in sync. Yeah,
We are.
amazing.
It is always magic, and I have no doubt that Mr. Rotherham is going to play a piece of gardening music or a gardening song for us to sing any minute.
Right. So just to remind everybody, Mr. Fawkes and his team do a performance every week, and usually, not always, but usually it's about Mullah Nasruddin, and he has an incident or an event that happens, and there's always some deep wisdom in there, which is communicated through humor. So this week's story is going to be around some gardens, and you have to work out what the message is, and you'll be able to see it at the end, hopefully. Okay, Mr. Fawkes, before you go, any words of wisdom from you, sir, before we move on to Mr. Rotherham?
No, well, I think Mr. Lindley has spoken for all of us. Of course, you will know that the number of irritating pieces of behaviour of your own that I have learnt so much from.
Brilliant. So in a way, other people are mirrors, aren't they?
Yes.
See your faults in other people.
They are. It's a very good thought. And when you are living in lockdown in close company, as he says, with your family, actually my family have been very forthright in their criticisms of me in these last few weeks. But I have learned from it, because I've realized how much I've been irritating them for the last few years.
Do you know, it'll probably do you good. It'll be a bit of character development for you, sir.
Yes, exactly.
Right, okay then. Thank you, Mr. Fawkes, and great to hear you as always. So, Mr. Rotherham, I think, again, the trio of wisdom today. So, Mr. Rotherham, are you with us?
I am. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you perfectly fine, sir.
Excellent. Okay. One of the tremendous perks of my job is that I get to see children's work. Sometimes it makes me go absolutely berserk. It's so good. It makes me smirk. It it's amazing that these children never shirk, and to see all the delight of their wonderful quirks really is quite a wonderful thing. What I'm actually doing there is stalling for time because I'm still waiting for a video of the children's work to upload, but I do have some announcements to make. We've been having some incredible songs recorded by children and sent in to us. I'm hoping to share some of that with you shortly. And tomorrow, we are doing a very exciting thing all across AET schools. We are doing the biggest music lesson in the world. I don't think it will be, because some of the samba bands in Brazil have over 1,000 people all drumming at the same time. So I don't think we will be the world's biggest music lesson, but I think we will possibly be the biggest online lesson, certainly the biggest online lesson going on tomorrow. So all the AT schools are taking part, and it's interactive, and it's based on the work that some of the children at Feversham have been doing already. So all the beatboxing and percussion work that we've been doing.
And is that being led by yourself, Mr. Otherum?
That's been led by myself, and it's I believe it's 11 o'clock tomorrow. I will double check the times going out over my head.
Do you know what? I love it, Mr. Otherum. You know, in these dark days, Feversham is still singing and dancing. Isn't that amazing?
Absolutely, yeah.
Leading the way as well. Getting others to join in as well. That is it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So I'm really looking forward to that. I will put some links to that. Yesterday we had a conference with people from all over the world, an online conference.
Oh yes.
Talking about how we could make music more inclusive for all children. And that's been really good. There's lots of people going away talking about things they can do to include all the wonderful diversity that we have in schools. So how we can...
And that was international, sir. Was that a global?
That was international. It was international. We had a speaker from Nevada, a Native American, talking about her music and how our view of Native Americans comes from watching cowboy and Indian films and Pocahontas and things like this. So it was amazing to get a genuine voice of someone who's a Native American, and to hear her perspective was just incredible. We don't get that opportunity very much. It was really good.
So again, Mr. Otham, not only is Feversham leading the way nationally and even globally, because that was organised by yourself, wasn't it, that conference?
It was, yes, and it was one of the most stressful things I've ever done, organising a conference. It was very hard work.
Well, congratulations on that. Well done.
I wanted to say a huge thank you to the office for all the help with that, and especially Zoya, who was just incredible, just really, really good. And also to Mr. Hassan for his support as well.
Mr. Hassan, he's the silent mastermind in the background, even today. He doesn't like to speak. Are you there, Mr. Hassan? I did say you can speak, but I think he's quite shy at the moment.
Yeah. So he's doing an amazing job with these assemblies as well, isn't he? It's really good.
He is absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. Okay.
So my video is ready, so I can show you the video of children's work. So I will share that now with you. Okay. So this has just gone live. I'm going to add more to it as it comes. Here we go. So there we go. Hello. So that was our fantastic work from children this week. I'm going to be adding to that video. It's going to be going out in... Oh,
Jimmy, unfortunately,
Yeah.
we never saw the video.
oh no. Really?
No, it didn't come through. Yeah, it didn't come through at all. But you know what? We can. Did you get it, Mr. Fox?
Hello, sorry, yes.
Did you get the video? Did Jimmy's video play for you?
The video should be with Mr. Hassan.
Right. Okay. So Jimmy, your video didn't come through. So what we'll do is
Oh, what a shame.
we can share it on the website and we can put it on the Twitter as well.
I'll
Yeah.
send a link to Mr. Hassan because he might be
Yeah.
able to get it playing.
All
So.
right.
Mr. Rotherham and Mr. Fox, I think that was a great time for people. Just have a bit of stillness, a bit of stillness for a few moments. Yeah, reflect
Meditation.
and connect with nature and connect with the profound wisdom of Mr. Lindley as well. So that was a time to kind of cogitate and meditate. So thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Rotherham.
Excellent.
Okay, so I think it's coming to the end of the live part. I've just got a couple of notices, and then we are going to go over to some of the videos. Okay. So guys, before we finish, this is a message to children year 6, year 1, and reception. You might have heard that the government are thinking of opening the schools from June the 1st for the children in the reception, year 1 and year 6. So at the moment, we are working with the DFE, with Bradford, and with our trust to make sure that when we open up, it's absolutely safe for everybody. So we will let you know the details about that more closer to the time and once we've consulted everybody. But rest assured that we're going to make sure that everything in school is absolutely safe and cleaned, and your safety is the first thing we're going to be really concerned about. So that's the first thing. Secondly, carry on all the great online working. I've had some fantastic feedback from your teachers about how great you are learning, and especially year 5 and 6 in terms of the Google Classrooms. You are doing wonders nationally across our trust as well. So keep that great work coming on. And thirdly, carry on with all the feedback that you're getting from your teachers and all the competitions and all the artwork and all the clubs that are happening. There are so many amazing clubs. And I think what we might do next week is we might ask some of those club members to share what they're doing, and maybe some of the teachers who are leading the clubs to share their fantastic work. Okay, so they're bringing a bit of creativity at times when people are feeling a little bit down. So we will ask them to share that with us tomorrow. Okay, so that is all from the live session now. Hopefully you will see some videos shortly.
Mr. Idris, could I just say a couple of things? Sorry, just
Yeah, of
before
course
we
you
go.
can. Go ahead.
One thing is, all those children and families with pianos, come and join me at 1 o'clock today for a piano lesson. And if you don't there's some children who we're going to arrange to take keyboards home from school as well. So
they can still do that. They contact the office. Really well. They can come and collect those. Yeah.
Yeah. So the other announcement is the biggest lesson in the UK tomorrow is going to be at 11 o'clock. So I hope everyone can join me for that. There's lots of AT schools taking part, and it should be really fun. So
is that going to be online, Jimmy? Can that be accessed by anybody?
It can be accessed by anybody. I will put a link up on all of the Google Classrooms, and then the teachers in Key Stage 1 and Nursery I will send links to as well.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. Yeah, look forward to that. The biggest online sing led by Feversham. Brilliant. Thank you for that as well. Any announcement on the competitions, Mr. Rodham, this week?
I am putting them together for the newsletter. We have had a few winners.
Fantastic.
That's all going to go in the newsletter. I'm just putting the winners together for those competitions at the moment, but we've had some fantastic entries, so do keep them all coming in. It's been really, really good. Brilliant.
Well done. Fantastic. Thank you for that, Mr. Rotherham. Okay, so I'll tell you what, before we go, Mr. Rotherham, I think you should say, Mr. Lindley, sorry, sir. I think you should just repeat your words of wisdom so they get sealed into the hearts and minds of everybody.
Hello again. Words of wisdom. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves.
And on that note, we're going to pass over to Mrs. Yates, who's going to be sharing some art master classes with you. And what's anybody else? No, I think that's it. So Mrs. Yates will be sharing her video with you shortly after this. Okay, guys, thank you for listening, and we shall join you next week, hopefully the same time. Thank you very much, and take care.
Come out to wear a shirt and tie next week.
Good morning, everybody. And this morning, as you can see, I'm going to try telling you a Nasruddin story. We haven't heard from him for a long time. Now, you can do this story yourself at home. All you need is a hat, like a Nasruddin hat, maybe a teacup for Nasruddin, and for his wife, any old pot will do. Some nice big cooking pot would be perfect for his wife. Now, there's one more person in the story, and that is Nasruddin's neighbor called Asif. So if you are doing his neighbor, see if you can find another hat for his neighbor. It would be really good also if you could find 1 or 2 vegetables to go in Asif's garden. Potatoes, leeks, coriander, anything will do. Finally, 2 more things. For the narrator, you need a book, or a clipboard would be perfect for the narrator. And lastly, you need a big shopping bag, or best of all, if you can get it, see if you can find a nice old sack. Because today's story is called Nasruddin and the Sack of Vegetables. What a lovely day. Sitting in my garden, doing nothing really. I should be tending my vegetables, but I'm not. Just having a nice cup of tea and thinking about life and things. One day, Nasruddin was sitting drinking tea in his garden. Nasruddin's wife was in the kitchen planning a nice dinner. She called out of the window, Nasruddin! Nasruddin! Pick me some nice vegetables from the garden, will you? Nasruddin looked around the garden. Nasruddin thought to himself, there are no nice vegetables in our garden. I'm no good at gardening myself. Not like my neighbor, Asif. Asif's garden is overflowing with wonderful vegetables. He's got potatoes, leeks, lettuce, tomatoes. He's got lots of everything. Now, while Nasruddin was pondering, his wife in the kitchen was getting impatient. Nasruddin! Nasruddin! I'm waiting here with my empty pot. Fetch me some vegetables from that garden of yours where you spend so much time doing I know not what. Okay, my dear, okay, just coming, just getting a sack. Maybe I could sneak into Asif's garden and take a few of his vegetables. Just a few. Pop them in the sack. He's got far more than he could ever eat. So Nasruddin went to the bottom of the garden with his sack, climbed over the wooden fence, and then he began putting vegetables in his sack. Here we go. He won't notice. Just pop a leek in the sack. Maybe 2 more lovely leeks. Maybe some potatoes. Just then, the owner, Asif, saw Nasruddin. Hey, what are you doing in my garden? Good question. You see, the wind blew me here. The wind? The wind blew you here? Yes, yes. That wind blew me, you see. Well, then, if the wind blew you into my garden, can you explain to me exactly how those vegetables were pulled out from my garden? Oh, that's quite simple. You see, I had to grab the vegetables to stop the wind from blowing me further. Ah, I see. So the vegetables stopped you from getting blown any further. Yes, that's quite right. Then tell me this. How did the vegetables get in this sack of yours? You know what? I was just standing here and wondering precisely the same thing. The end.
Good morning everyone again. So my question to you this week is, how can you tell the difference between an egg that's been cooked, one that's been hard boiled, that's still in its shell, and one that hasn't? So here are my eggs in the box. That egg. Now, is that the one that's been cooked or not? Let me see. I'm going to spin it. Oh, that one spins really fast. Let's try the other one. Oh, that doesn't spin very well at all. Let's do the first one again. Yep, that one's spinning really fast. And the second one. No, this one's really difficult to spin. And that's how you tell the difference. If an egg has been cooked, that's this one, it will spin really, really quickly. Oh, that was rubbish. It will spin really, really quickly. But if it hasn't been cooked, it's really difficult to make it spin. Or if it does spin, it's a bit wobbly. And that's how you tell the difference. And then, of course, you can get eggs that... Oh, that didn't work. Let's see if I can do the video and get you to see it. That actually bounce. Difficult to film this. Don't try that at home, but you could try a hard-boiled egg and a raw egg.